Okay, so a few months ago, I made a video talking about how I legally, in the state of California, 3D printed a Glock pistol. This is something that, again, I'm not a lawyer, this is not legal advice, that was very difficult to do so in a way that would comply with the ridiculous California state laws. It's something that I didn't do for the sake of making an effective, useful, practical, or fun firearm. That was none of those four things were involved in the making of that gun whatsoever. I did it solely so that I could illustrate how ridiculous California's laws are when it comes to homemade firearms. Now, that Glock made it into Gun Meme Review, and it's also done its rounds on various social media sites when it comes to cursed gun images. It is a thing that brings me horrific nightmares knowing that that vile creation lives in my home. It's a bolt-action Glock with a big-ass wart on it. Now, when it comes to 3D printing firearms in the state of California, we have a lot of difficult things that we have to do if we're going to choose to follow the law. Most of what I talk about when it comes to 3D printing in the state of California is solely to just kind of get people thinking about it and make people aware of the fact that 3D printed guns exist and that there is technically a way to do it in the state of California. Again, I'm not a lawyer, this is not legal advice, but it seems someone one-upped me. This user, who I believe goes by Wilhelm or Wilhelm, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, originally posted this photo of this 3D printed Glock rifle. I think I originally saw it either on my Discord, which you can join through the subscribe star, or I found it on Reddit. I think he posted it both places simultaneously. Well, anyway, I saw this and was absolutely horrified. I want you to tell me, do you think that my bolt-action Glock is worse? Or do you think that his creation is truly Frankenstein's monster? Now, the details on this is that it uses the same type of steel, or he sourced the steel from the same place. Because in California, if you want to 3D print a firearm legally, here's what you would have to do. You would have to somehow find a way to insert a piece of 3.7 ounces or heavier solid piece of type 17-4 pH stainless steel, on which would be embedded into the frame or receiver of that 3D printed firearm, which will then have visible the serial number, make, model, and all that information on it, which would be, if you were to try to remove it, would destroy the firearm. So you have to add a lot of steel. Now, you might be thinking, well, why don't other guns in the state of California have that? Well, that's because they follow the federal definition, which requires that the gun overall be as detectable through a metal detector when completed and assembled as 3.7 ounces of stainless steel, of that specific type of stainless steel. The state saw those laws and said, yeah, sure, the frame or receiver has to have that much of that exact type of metal in it. Not exactly the same thing, makes it significantly more difficult. But I did it by putting a massive wart on the side of the gun. This user has chosen to put it at the front, which is a much more ergonomic, as ergonomic as you can make it. Now, he went for the route of a rifle, which means that it has a 16-inch barrel, or a 16-inch or longer barrel. It also then has to be featureless in the state of California, meaning that you cannot have a flash hider, no vertical foregrip, no flare launcher mounted to the bottom, no pistol grip, and no telescoping or adjustable stock, or a folding stock. So he created a featureless Glock that is 9mm, using an ugly fin grip and multicolored. Now, my question to you guys and you all is, do you want to see me do something like this? Would you like to see me create this monstrosity? Because the files are available. I cannot link to them directly, but if you look up the Gatalog or Control Pew, go ahead and look those up on DuckDuckGo. I don't know if they'll show up on Google, but if you look those up, you should be able to find them fairly easily. If this video gets 10,000 likes, I will 3D print one of these for myself. I can't promise that it'll be in a creative type of color, but it will be done if this video gets 10,000 likes. This is actually pretty neat. He was able to fire it semi-auto. He said that when he initially created it, he ran into some issues, but it's because he didn't lube it. He just bought the parts, they were all dry, and he just had a little bit of stovepiping issues going on. And in his first test shot, it did stovepipe, but that's typically to be expected with a Glock or a light polymer gun when it's not actually held down and supported. Guns that require recoil to operate, like a Glock, are going to actually, if you don't hold them right, and you limp wrist it, you can run into stovepiping issues. And when he had it on a rest, that is what happened. But he says that after his first day out and actually shooting a little bit more, he hasn't had any issues since. So this is pretty interesting to me. The hardest part for me is going to be sourcing a 16-inch Glock barrel. But again, if this video gets 10,000 likes, I will make one of these for myself. This video is not going to be able to be monetized because it is talking about 3D printed guns, but it is what it is. Again, thank you to everyone that supports this channel. Thank you to everyone on Subscribestar. I appreciate all the support over there. Everyone that's been so involved over there has been great. Then it is the best way also to get into the Discord, which again is where I also saw him post these photos and videos of this absolute monstrosity. I think that things like this are interesting, they're funny, and they do a good job of illustrating the ridiculousness that is California gun laws. If you want to know more about this, I am most likely going to be learning more about it, assuming that this video does get 10,000 likes, and I'll make a follow-up video when I actually print it for myself. 3D printing guns in the state of California is a difficult topic. If you want to know more of the information about it, go ahead and watch my 3D printed Glock video that I will try to have linked down below. You guys know the drill. Have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace. Hey everyone, I want to give a quick update, kind of, about what's going on with this channel. Nothing bad. I just, me and my buddy, we started recording a podcast. The first episode of it should go up tomorrow. It's not going to detract or reduce the amount of content that I'm producing on this channel. Just maybe know that once a month, maybe twice a month, you might see a longer 45-minute to an hour-long video uploaded on this channel. And it might just be random topics that I don't necessarily feel like have a solid role of being a dedicated video, but I might still want to talk about them. And I wanted to have an outlet for that that's beyond just the occasional Instagram post where I mention something. I don't know. I felt like I wanted a way to have conversations, have a long form video video stuff that goes on. So if that's something you guys are absolutely not interested in, you can simply just not watch those videos. But if it is something you're interested in and you want to give feedback, I would love to hear it. We set up in here with 2 XLR mics and some recording software. So hopefully it sounds good. Hopefully it ends up turning out good. It's fun to have something to do with my buddy. He's the guy that films a lot of my videos, and I kind of wanted to integrate him more into that. It's still going to be basically a one-man show for me. So nothing's going to be changing with the content. Just wanted to have another way to provide information to you guys, to talk, kind of have little conversations, maybe some topics that don't necessarily warrant a video, like I said. So if that's something you're interested in, please, I would love to hear video topic ideas or podcast topic ideas. Another great way to do that is through the Discord. There's a channel in there for video ideas, and that's kind of a good place for me to kind of see what people are interested in, because sometimes it's not always the best for me to upload certain videos, but it might be something that's fun to talk about that you guys might enjoy. So again, that should be up tomorrow. Thank you.